Hey guys and girls, how are you doing? Listen, this video is really important video for your business because in this video we're gonna talk about the 10 things that make a great website. Here we're not targeting to compete with these other businesses in your market. No. We're trying to be the very best. We don't want to compete. We want to be the best of all the businesses related to your business. So in order to do that, you need to have a really good website, high end, top of the line, okay? So with these 10 things, and I have a bonus for you too. There's two other things I'm gonna say after the 10 things. I'm gonna put two more that are really important too. Not as important as probably the first 10, but it's really important as well. So let's roll. The first thing, number one is a modern design, a modern look. If your website looks like 5 years old, 10 years old, or old, man, like it looks freaking old, man, you gotta change that. You gotta update your website. You're gonna make it look good, like your audience. Listen, you have an audience. There's this persona that you gotta target, and you want them to go to your website and feel freaking amazing. Like they go and they're like, oh, I love your website. It looks amazing. Like, I don't know what you guys did, but when I go to the website, I love how it looks, man. I don't want to leave your website ever, you know? So that's the first thing. Second thing, number two, your business information has to be in a part of your website that they always see it. Let's say you have a header that never moves. It's called a fixed header. If you have a fixed header, you're gonna make sure that the phone number, the email address, or whatever that you need, like you want people to contact you through, it's there, visible all the time. Because the main thing, the most important thing, why do you have a website? Because you want people to be able to reach you, ask you about your services. You want to sell your services, right? Your products, whatever. You need that information very clear on the top, not just at the bottom. You should have it at the bottom, but you should have it everywhere. You should have it at the top, at the middle, like everywhere, The most you can like put your whatever, your phone number or email or whatever, how you get your people to contact you. That's very important, guys. Number three, I know that a lot of you guys know this stuff already, right? Because this is like the most critical one. I think out of the 10, all of it is the most critical thing. Mobile friendliness. If your website doesn't look good when you look at it on the mobile, on your phone, dude, it sucks. You can't have a website right now at this time. Like 60% or more of people that browse on the internet, they're browsing through their phones. Listen to me, through their phones. So you have to make sure that this thing is covered. You want your website, if you have a website and you can slide from left to right and that stuff, that should never happen on a mobile friendly website, never. So that's the first thing you gotta target. You gotta make sure that it looks good, it's readable on the phone. You wanna make sure that when people go to your website on their phone, looks good, it's readable, the menu is good, all this stuff is really important, guys. Mobile friendliness. You want to make sure that you have this stuff. Okay, number cuatro is the quality of your content. You want to make sure that when people go to your website, and this relates to the modern look a little bit, but you want to make sure when they go to your website, your content is fresh. Like, let's say you're a restaurant, you're talking about your food. You don't want to sound like, like boring. You want to be like really interesting. Like you want people to be like think about your business like, oh dude, I want to go to this business because it sounds so fun, like so fresh, so cool. Like these people sound like friendly. You want that stuff. on your website, okay? Quality content. The fifth thing is like the most confusing thing of all of them, because it's the internal links. For example, you have your website, right? And you scroll down or up, whatever. You want to highlight for people where to click. If you want to know more about this stuff, click here, read more, whatever. Those are internal links. So for example, you're talking about this food that is amazing, a restaurant, or you're talking about a product, or you're talking about all this stuff. You want to make sure that these people, they're able to keep reading, to know more stuff, you know? And this stuff is very important for SEO and all this stuff, right? Okay, number six is the social media icons or social media presence, right? So right now at this time, half, or I think maybe a little bit more of half of the world's population, it's on social media. Like there's 2-point-some millions in billions, on Facebook already. So you imagine like this thing is like everybody uses it, right? So you want to make sure that you show people, hey, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I post stuff. They're gonna follow you if they love these platforms like Instagram, and therefore, you know, they'll keep knowing about your business. They'll see all the new products you come up with, new services, you know, all the new stuff you come up with, right? So very important, guys. Make sure you put social media icons on your website. Yeah, number seven is a really cool one. So number 7 is visuals, graphics, or effects. Let's say you go to this cool website and you're like, oh, I love this website. But then you scroll down and you start seeing stuff coming from one side, from the other side. They come together and they make one sentence. Stuff like this, you know, they start like, you see, I'm sure you've been to this website and you see this effect where it looks like somebody's typing on it on the screen. This stuff catches your eye. This comes from you know, centuries ago, millions of years ago, when we were cavemans. We were hunting, and we had these predators, you know, and we were predators as well. And so this stuff is still on us, like, you know, we're still. So when we see this movement happening, it catches our eye, because that's inside of us. As human beings, we still have instincts. So what you can do with this is you can have like a call to action button, right? And for example, shop now. After you talk about your product, say a little thing briefly or something, you put this button that is invisible. And when they scroll down, the button comes to place. They see the button. Now they're aware of the button, because that button wasn't there before. Now it's there. It's big and it's red or something like that, you know? So this is very important, guys. It's not the most important thing, because you could have a simple website and maybe you don't have effects, or you don't have a ton of effects, but still keep it in mind, because it's a really good tool for converting people. 8, it's really important, and it's branding, right? So if you have your business card and it's green, and then you have your website and it's yellow, and then you have these flyers and they're freaking blue, orange, whatever, dude, you're not creating a brand. You need to establish a brand. Or let's say you have 3 logos. No. You know, if you need to have like you need to have a standards. Like you have to have stuff that you always use, not stuff that you use, you know, for this, and then I have my business cards different and my website looks different, everything looks different. It's not, you know, you don't want that. You want people to be able to go on the freeway and you put a billboard, you make a billboard, and then the billboard is yellow. They go to your website, the website is yellow, your logo is black, you know, all this stuff, you know, it's gotta match, and it's gotta be consistent. Consistency is key for anything. Well, you should know this, as a business owner, you gotta create consistency for your audience, for your customer, for your persona. This persona that is your recurring customer. You know, like look at Coca-Cola, Nike, all these big brands, Disney. You know, they have the same stuff. Disney has this castle, Nike has this check thing. You know what I mean? So this is very important, guys. You should always repeat. You brainwash them with your brand, you know? Number nine. This is something that the government websites, like, they can't do right, man. I don't know. I mean, maybe they have too many things going on. They have all these forms, all this stuff. But look, this, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. This thing is an easy menu. Like, you gotta have a menu on your website, on the header or whatever your menu is, a sidebar. That menu has to be simple, easy to use, easy to understand. Like, if you click services, you want the services, you know? Not like you click service and then there's like 20 links, you know, this, like, and the thing is, it splits into 3 more and 5 more, and dude, you don't want to have that stuff to happen, you know? Like, it's even better if you like create services and then you're like moving, like you move stuff, and you create a service that says moving and another one says repair or paint or something like that, and then you click that and you distribute that into different types of moves or different colors of paint, or, you know, so you keep splitting like a tree, right? But if you put all that stuff on the menu, you're gonna confuse people, right? So make it the easiest possible. You know, if they have to look a little bit further, people is lazy. I know this stuff. If you can put it, like, if you don't have a really complicated website that you have a lot of products, you have all this stuff, and it splits in more categories and more and more and more. You know, make sure, if you don't have that stuff, and even if you have it, make sure that it's easy to navigate. The menu, mostly the menu. You gotta make sure, this gotta be one of the first things. You gotta make sure that the menu is not a freaking circus. You know, it's not like it has all these categories. You don't want to scare the people. The people go to your website and they're like, dude, I don't understand this, and they just quit. They just leave. They leave the website, because they can't even browse your website, right? So this thing is critical. Number 10 is one thing that it's keeping you from selling, from converting, from getting people to call you, from all this stuff. The stuff that really matters for you to reach the customer, this is the stuff that you're missing. Call to action buttons, or clear call to actions. You gotta make sure that you're talking about a product, boom, after you're talking about the product, you tell people, buy the product now, big, or buy this product, shop now, this is available, there's 10 left. Boom, just after you hit them with some explanation about your product, bang, freaking buy now, call us, contact us, whatever. You explain all this, and a lot of people is doing this wrong. So you get your people to go to your website, your marketing, you put a lot of money, they finally go to your website, then they read through the text, they're like, oh, hyped up, oh, I love this stuff, I want this product. And then they finish reading, they can't even find where to buy the product. There's no buy now button. There's no price. There's nothing shows. There's no way they can actually, after they read the stuff, they can't buy the product. They'll have to go to the menu or the product page. No. You're doing it wrong. You're killing the customer. You're destroying all the previous good stuff you did, like marketing, getting people to the website, all this stuff. You're killing it. You're destroying all the funnel. You're destroying the entire funnel just because you don't ask people to buy. And this is one of the things that is like closing a deal. Like, you gotta ask for the close. right? So you gotta ask people, hey, you wanna buy it? Like, I already told you all the stuff about the product, right? Now, do you really wanna buy it or no? You know, bang, call to action button, big, red, you know, orange, whatever. It doesn't really matter, but the color doesn't matter, but you have to add it there. And that comes back a little bit with the visual thing, the graphics, the effects. You mix these two things and you create a conversion monster. This button is gonna get you more conversions that you can ever imagine. Like this button is gonna be the closer of your website. It's gonna close the deal. Bang! You talk about the thing, product, oh, I love this. You get the customer to say, I love this thing, I wanna buy it. Then what? There's no button. So they're like, oh my God, so where do I buy it now? Then they get a call from his wife, from her husband, whatever. They get totally distracted because you didn't close them at that time. So you need to understand this stuff. You gotta go for the close. You gotta close the customer. You gotta explain the stuff to them. They already know the stuff. A lot of these customers, they've been researching about these products for 6 hours or more. This is not BS, I'm telling you. These people, they go, before they go to your website, they've been through 10 other websites, right? And then they find your website, they like your product, they like everything. Bang, you tell them, buy now. They freaking go and buy now and they pay, you know? So, and that's what you want. You want them to, you want to close the deal, you want to sell the product, you know? So now I'm gonna give you 2 more bonus just for you guys. Okay, bonus number 1 or number 11. Number 11 is the loading speed of your website. If you have a website that loads in 6 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and people is like, oh, this thing is never ending, like, you know, and they were ready to buy or whatever, or they heard about your website, these guys are referrals, whatever. And now you're killing them because the freaking website doesn't even load. So it's taking forever. It's just loading forever. You don't want that to happen. Actually, if you care about SEO, this thing is critical. So you have to Google wants you to have a website that loads in less than 1 second. If you achieve this stuff, I'm telling you, you're gonna sell more. You're gonna get more conversions, whatever your conversions are. You're gonna get, more people, because these people is waiting. If your website takes 20 seconds to load, they're gonna wait. Probably they'll wait 10. They'll leave at the 10 second, you know. And if they leave, that's it. You're out of the game, and they're not gonna come back because they hate your website now. They didn't even see the website, you know? They didn't even see anything. So all the stuff, the modern design, all these other stuff we talked about in this video doesn't do anything to you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't do anything for you, like for your business. You put all this effort, but if you have a slow website because you have either a bad server, don't go for bad servers. You know, invest some money. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap on something that is gonna make you thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. You know, this thing is the best salesman you have. Invest some money on a good server. Invest some money probably on a developer that is gonna optimize your website. You know, this stuff matters, guys. This stuff matters. You know, and now everybody, like we talked about, more than 60% of people is using their phone. Their phone is not as fast as a computer. The internet, the landline internet or the Wi-Fi or whatever is not the same thing as having LTE, 4G, 3G. You know, these guys, their plan run out of megabytes, whatever. Their thing is super slow. If your website loads super fast on their phones, they're like, oh, I'm here already, okay. That's first thing. It's like the first impression. First impression is not even like how it looks at the beginning. It's how it loads. If it loads fast, you know, then it looks good. Bang, you got these guys. You know, you already got them. That's the first impression. First thing, you gotta have fast website. Okay. So we're done, guys. That was a video. No. I'm kidding. So I promised you 2 bonuses, and the second bonus is a no-brainer, right? So this is the most stupid thing you can think of, but this is something that almost everybody does wrong, man. Like almost everybody don't care about this thing, and you let it go. But this thing is, that's it. Like it's stupid. It's stupid, but you have to make sure it's good. So this thing is that you have to make sure that the stuff on your website is readable. You're gonna make it big. You want to make sure that there's contrast. Like you have a black background, and you have a white. You have a white. The letters, the color of the letters of the text are white or something like that. You know, it makes contrast between each other. So if you have this stuff wrong, and you have like a black background, and you have a dark gray, and it's freaking hard to read, you're doing nothing. It's gonna be hard for them to read it. They're gonna leave because they're gonna have a bad experience on your website. They can't read anything. If they're old people, everything is harder for old people like to read. All this stuff, you gotta make sure it's big enough for them to read. This stuff is also being monitored by Google. Like when they send the robots for the SEO stuff, they send the robots, and the robots they can now tell if there's good contrast between your background and the text, and they'll tell you, hey, your website is missing this stuff. You gotta fix it. They'll tell you on the Google tools like Search Inside. Search Console, all these tools, probably not the Search Console, but yeah. So anyways, you have to make sure it's readable. If your business, you're targeting old people, you gotta keep that in mind. You have to keep that in mind, and those are the little things that your competition. Remember we talked about dominating. You don't want to be like the rest of the guys. If they're using black background with a dark gray text color, you don't want that stuff. That's where you kill the competition. You dominate the market because you do all this little stuff. You fix them, you make them better. It looks better. It's readable, and you convert. So make sure it's readable. Well, guys, that's it. I hope you liked the video. I hope you really do this stuff, because this stuff is gonna get your business from here to here, to the top. Like if you do all this stuff and you invest some money on marketing, and you make sure your customer service is top of the line as well, guys, you're gonna have a treasure. Your website is the best salesman you have. It works 24/7. It's not rude. It's not rude with people. As long as you do this stuff I taught you today, it's not rude with people. It's gonna drive more business, and it's as easy to you refer somebody to a business nowadays so easily by just sending them the link. So you want to make sure that this thing is flawless. It's like a well-oiled machine that it makes money like crazy. That's what you want this thing to do for your business. So thank you guys. Have a great day, and God bless you.